Hey, what's going on, everybody? Man, what a Raw.
Bro, I'm going to be honest. I am going to be honest. I was born and raised in New York, of course.
Yes,
Spent some time in Atlanta, but I've been out here in Colorado for about the last dozen years, and I absolutely love Colorado, Chris. Absolutely loved it.
Rocky
So I
Mountain.
got to be honest with you. I was kind of embarrassed by that crowd tonight. Like what those people were into. Like it kind of felt like, bro, these people have been locked in their house for the last 5 years, and all of a sudden they were given free tickets to this show, and they were what the I was watching this show, and I'm like, really? Like, bro, like, have you people like not been out?
And they were trying to, like, the commentary team was trying to like kind of redirect like the listener, the television. Oh yeah, the only reason why they were cheering them was because they both because of a hatred for Austin Theory. Like he kept like Corey Graves kept saying that. I was like, why? Okay, well, first of all, when he said that toward the end, I was like, but y'all booked this. Y'all booked heel versus heel, and for some reason, y'all were. Oh, the other reason. See, I told you. See, look, the end in the show. See, I told you guys.
Man, bro, I don't know what those freaking people were so excited about. I'm gonna. If you're watching this show from other countries, I know we go over to India and every player. I want to. I've got to apologize for the people of Colorado. I got to take responsibility for them. I live here. I swear to God, bro. Like, what? I mean, I know now. Listen, but still, this isn't the reason. Lashley's from Denver. I know that. Otis actually trained at Rocky Mountain Pro. I know that. But my God, bro, like, have you people not left your houses in the last 5 years, bro? This was a house show from beginning to end. I mean, bro, this was a cookie cutter. We're going to write this in 5 minutes house show. I mean, there was nothing on this show to get excited about. And Chris, here's what I'm noticing too. This is what we've really whittled it down to. Bro, they're just playing to pops. Like at this point, they're just playing to pops. They're playing to the RKO is going to be the big pop, not Austin driving a Zamboni in the arena. The RKO is going to be the big pop. Like they're just working to these spots that are pops for the house. And I'm like, oh my God, bro.
We'll go by segment by segment like we always do, but I really left this show watching the show, and I was just like, who in the world was over? Like, Kevin Owens beat Austin Theory, and then he's cheered, but then he comes as a heel, and it helps someone who was kind of cheered for a couple weeks ago, who actually lost by disqualification, who actually won at the end. But the one who won, the person who's developing and having a push, got RKO'd at the end, so it made him look very minimal. Who got over? And then you have people going against each other who are in the chamber match. So some type of mystery person. But right now you have 5 females in the chamber match. So that means that in all of the female division, these 5 are the 5 best females in the division. But you're having them go against each other on a regular Raw, and people like Liv Morgan and Nikki ASH just losing clean. I mean, it's just. Meanwhile, you have Tamina back there running around. You have Dana Brooks still running around. Like, you have people who are expendable, but you have two of the top 6 best people in all of the women's division losing, just regularly losing.
Bro, let me
matches.
tell you something. Once you bring somebody to a certain level and then you drop straight down, that is a fail. That is a fail, bro. Let's talk about the 2 women you just brought up, bro. All that push into Liv Morgan when she was going up to Becky. Her mother's on the show. Her Aunt Tilly's on the show. Uncle Charlie's on the show. All the build, now nothing. Waste of time, bro. Waste of your time, waste of her time, waste of resources, waste of money, waste of the fans. You never built somebody to that point just to bury him. Look at Nikki Cross. They did the same exact thing, bro. This girl was in the main event. Now she's a jobber. Bro, back in the day, if you were a jobber, you were a jobber. Like you knew who the jobbers were. Here in the WWE, bro, here's the formula. You're lucky if you get a month of a push, and then you're a jobber. Yeah. So why did you attempt to push them in the first place? Why didn't they just come out of it? Why didn't Nikki Cross just come out of the gate a jobber?
Yeah. So Nikki Cross loses to Bianca Belair, who, again, I'm a big Bianca fan. I'm happy that she won. But it's like, okay, well, she's the one who got beat up by Becky Lynch, who said something about it the week later, but nothing happened from that. Right. It's like we're playing a game of 6 degrees to de-push. Like that's the game. Like 6, you know how they say 6 degrees of separation. Yeah. It's like 6 degrees of getting de-pushed. You know what I mean? Like there's always something.
Chris, you got a 76-year-old man who's forgetting. I'm telling you, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a man who is forgetting. And Chris, like I said, man, when Ed and I used to get back to Stanford after Raw, the first thing we do is sit down and watch the show to make sure we didn't miss anything, to make sure somebody didn't call an audible, to make sure something didn't happen that wasn't scripted, that we have to act. You think Vince McMahon does that? Like, seriously, bro, you think Vince McMahon goes back and watches these shows? So he just forgets, bro. He forgets what happens from week to week to week.
Wow. And it shows clearly.
Yeah, it does show.
Shout out to Awesome Sauce with the $5 super chat, bro. The only thing I pop for is when I turn on USA and saw Olympic toe pocket.
Tobogganing. I definitely would have rather watched tobogganing than Raw. No doubt about it.
Yeah, and thought Raw got canceled. Yeah, the tobogganing. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, is that how you spell it though? Tobogganing?
I doubt it.
That's why I was like, okay, I don't know. But yeah, the Winter Olympics is on, so it seems like they just didn't care because the Winter Olympics is on. So yeah. I mean, it's clear. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good job, Awesome Sauce.
He spelled that right?
Yeah, toboggan.
Very nice. Wow. Yeah. I'm very impressed. We have very smart listeners to this show, bro.
Very good, Awesome Sauce. Very nice. So yeah. Good job. Good job, Awesome Sauce, with the correct spelling. TOBO. Yeah. All right. Thoughts on the Jamaican bobsled team? I know someone want to bring that up. Shout out to Jacked Up Jeremy Bagley. Cool Runnings. Did you ever see that movie back in the day, Vince?
Long time ago. Very long time.
Yeah. Yes. I was waiting for someone to bring that up when we were talking about Winter Olympics and tobogganing, ladies and gentlemen. Tobogganing. Winter Olympics and tobogganing, properly spelled by Awesome Sauce, is more of a conversation starter than Raw is. Matter of fact, name something, SK Nation, name something on TV that you've seen within the past week or heard in wrestling that's a better conversation starter than Raw. We're shooting from the hip. We're freestyling tonight. Someone said Keith Lee. You know, him and Mia Yim got married this past weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. Yeah.
Congratulations. Alonzo says the word of the night is tobogganing. Yes, yes. This is probably going to be the lowest rated Raw ever. You know, here's the thing. Awesome interaction by the SK Nation, the focus group, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, take these comments and comment on YouTube. Comment on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment on YouTube right after the show. As soon as you see it, make a very, very positive comment. Your likes and your comments on YouTube boost up those algorithms. And guess what? The C&V connection, Dr. Chris and Vinny Rue. Listen, we love to hear your positive comments about this show because listen, we we do this for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we do.
we do. We do this because we care and we love and we have fun with you all. We don't have fun watching Raw, but we have fun with you all. Okay, that's what it's all about.
Chris, how could you and I, and a great deal of the Sportskeeda Nation, bro, think about this for a second. We're sitting here watching a 3-hour show. Chris, was there one thing you liked in 3 hours?
That's a good question.
Think about that. Seriously, like in 3 hours, bro, you know what it's like? It's like watching a 3-hour movie and you didn't like one scene in the movie.
Yeah.
3 hours, bro. And you've got to really look for something to like.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Vince. The only thing I liked was Bianca Belair winning because I think Bianca Belair should be pushed to the moon.
Yeah.
Because I think she's the future of the WWE, and the WWE continues to drop the ball on her. So if she's racking up wins, I think that's a plus for her. That's the only thing that I liked about this Raw. Lita is my all-time favorite wrestler. So favorite women's wrestler is Lita of all time. So it was good to see her come out, but like I said before, Lita does nothing to really move the needle, and she's not going to put over Becky Lynch. I mean, she's going to lose against Becky Lynch, but I don't know how much of putting over it will, seeing how she hasn't wrestled a singles match in, like over a dozen years or 10, 12 years, something like that. So, again, these legends coming back for namesake to put over these people without a really good story, it just does nothing for me, Vince.
Nope. And
Yeah.
you got Goldberg on SmackDown. The Goldberg
cardigan. That deserves an Austin Theory reaction.
Oh, what the?
Well, we shall see. And then you have Vince, non-verbal role, I guess, encouraging Austin Theory to win again, just for Austin Theory to lose. How is
Plus, he's coming off of, don't forget, man, he's coming off of being eliminated in the Rumble, and we didn't see him with Vince at all last week. So there's no ramifications for not winning in the Rumble.
No. And it's just a regular elimination. Like he was in the Rumble. He didn't even last to the final 5, just got thrown out. He said he was going to win the Rumble. They just forgot about that continuation there. Vince didn't get mad at him. I thought he was supposed to be fired if he didn't win the Royal Rumble. Didn't Vince threaten him to fire him?
I don't even remember, bro. I don't even remember.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Well, I did like the Quiz Bowl, only because I am a nerd and I love trivia. I'm a huge fan of trivia. So Jeopardy is one of my favorite game shows. And Vince, guess what? I actually played while they did, and I got all but 2 right.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
The two I missed was Icarus and Hamlet.
I actually knew the Icarus one from the video game. There used to be an old Nintendo game called Kid Icarus, so I actually knew
Nice.
that one.
Okay, very nice.
I thought Bieber's wife, I don't know why I thought it was Alec Baldwin's son.
I knew it was Steven.
Yeah, daughter, I mean. Yeah, I was wrong about that one.
Yep, I got the John
I
Adams
just, bro, I got to be honest with you. And again, bro, like, I just hate watching Orton in this thing. And, bro, I understand maybe Orton's digging it because, bro, he's played the Viper for so long, and this is a little different change of pace.
Yeah.
And I guess we can see a different side of him. But, like, sitting there watching.
all but two. I got all but two right. Yeah, he said, Chris, don't you mean you got all but two wrong? No, I got all but two right.
Yeah.
I thought we had smart people.
No, you got all but two
right.
Wrong.
No, I got all right but two. So I got all but two right.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
All right, except two.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
Come on,
but
guys.
Yeah, bro, I just hate watching Orton in this. I don't like it. Maybe some people think it's great. Like I said, I know the kids love this. I know they're moving a bunch of merch, no doubt about it. But I just hate seeing Orton in this role.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Paul, for being humble enough to say my bad. So I give you props for that. Yeah. So, all right, listen. I think at the end of the day, Orton is going to get to the point of like working us and getting like super like cheesy and happy just to RKO Riddle, and this leads to a match at WrestleMania. If Riddle wins at WrestleMania, sure. I mean, you'll get merch. That's somebody of the future beating a legend. Randy Orton is a legend at this point. So my enthusiasm of Orton versus Riddle isn't there, but someone.
But even with that, though, Chris, and we've talked about this numerous times on this show, bro, they beat Riddle to death. I think Riddle does more jobs than anybody else on the roster, bro. Serious. And again, their theory is, bro, the personality's over. They love him. He's bulletproof. And I said a couple of weeks ago, bro, if you keep beating this guy, he's not going to be bulletproof anymore, bro. They are always jobbing Riddle out.
100%. It's one of those things that momentum is important in any sport. Any sport. Any sport, momentum is important. And a lot of times that's what you need, to get that streak, to get that momentum rolling and start winning more. And when you lose, it's very deflating. And I don't see, for some reason, wrestling is the only sport that books their baby faces or books people to lose consecutive times to win at the payoff. So the more you lose, the more you're making your opponent look weak when you beat them. And so it's like that to me just doesn't make sense. That's like some team losing consecutive, like the Lions, for instance. The Detroit Lions is one of the worst teams in the NFL, or the Jaguars is another one. So that's like Jaguars continuing to lose. And then all of a sudden, they beat the Patriots. That doesn't make the Jaguars look good. It just makes the Patriots look bad. There's nothing positive about that.
You know what I guarantee you? I guarantee you, bro. Yeah, and obviously I'm not going to waste a second of my time doing this, but I guarantee you, if you looked at all the tag team matches Riddle and Orton had, and if you looked at all the times they've been beat with Riddle doing the job, bro, I guarantee you, whoever they were in there against, management or Vince or whoever, didn't feel like those people could beat Orton.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Owens beating Randy Orton, I'm not buying that. Even Seth Rollins beating Randy Orton, I'm not buying. But yeah, they could beat Riddle. And I guarantee you, in every single case when we looked at who pinned Riddle, the feeling was probably you're going to diminish Orton if so-and-so pins him.
For sure. Exactly. They're protecting Orton. I'm all of, Orton deserves to be protected. He's a legend. I get it. But at the same time, when you're trying to protect a person, when you try to protect the character, and there's talks of, Riddle having some big prominent spot and he ended up being on the chamber. And, it's like at the end of the day, when you're trying to protect the talent, the worst thing you can do is have him lose all the time on a show that is diminishing in ratings. Like, it just, how in the world does that gain momentum and gets me in a buy-in and have me and protects a wrestler? It just doesn't make sense to me at all.
I don't know, bro. Especially when right now you have Riddle positioned as a gimmick. Yeah. He is a gimmick, bro. Yeah. Now we can make the same argument. Yeah, bro. Mankind was a gimmick, but Mankind also had that mean, dangerous side to him. The cage match with Taker, you always had that demonic side. You don't get that with Riddle. You get, he's a stoner, he's high. That's a gimmick, bro. If you're going to take him seriously in the future, bro, you better start soon, because right now, if you've got big plans for this guy, he's a gimmick.
Especially since he's a legit MMA fighter.
Right, exactly, bro.
Like, he can go toe-to-toe with anybody backstage.
Yeah, they've made him a gimmick. This isn't on Riddle. I mean, they've made him a gimmick. I swear to God, bro. Somebody must have said to Vince, oh, bro, yeah, he reminds me of Spicoli. And literally, Vince must have watched Fast Times at Ridgemont for the first time, and he fell in love. But that's going to be he's going to be the future of the company.
Well, that's a very dark future if that's the face of the company, that type of gimmick. Again, nothing against Riddle, because I think he has a ton of potential, but the way that they're booking him is very unenthusiastic. It's very underwhelming. Yeah. Speaking of the theme of Raw of who got over, the Street Profits comes out after, so the Alpha Academy loses to Quiz Bowl, and somehow they make Chad Gable look like an idiot by reacting to buzzers. And then the next segment, he defeats the Street Profits. So they lose just to beat a team that really didn't have anything to do with it, that could have been protected. They didn't have to go out. Like, it could have been plenty of other teams other than the Street Profits. You want to protect the Street Profits and make them look good because they're super over, ton of potential. But for some reason, you want to have them lose just a random match on Raw as if that's going to help them at all.
And bro, the other formula, you're seeing it all the time. They're beating Dawkins all the time. Yeah. That's the guy they're always beating all the time, man.
Yep. Unfortunately, I call it the Marty Jannetty complex.
Yeah.
Nothing against Jannetty. I always liked Jannetty when he was in the Rockers, but it's the Marty Jannetty complex, because when Shawn Michaels became over, unfortunately, it was at the behest and at the expense of Marty Jannetty. Right. And the Rockers was a huge tag team, super over, and then Jannetty gets his head rammed into the glass pane at the barbershop segment, and he wasn't the same since. And it's unfortunate. I mean, you have that one person typically that they are willing to sacrifice, to make the other person over. and within tag teams. And unfortunately, it seems like Dawkins is going to be the person. Although I think he's an Ohioan, so I favor him, and I'm all for him. But unfortunately, I don't see them having a lot of stock in Dawkins.
But bro, when you back up, you got to back up and you look at this too. So now they've got Gable beating Dawkins. Well, bro, Gable was the guy that was Shorty G for months and months and months. So they made Gable mean nothing. Shorty G was nothing. Shorty G was a jobber. Yeah. So now you've taken this jobber and you painted a picture of him being a jobber, but now he's in this thing with Otis, and now he's capable of beating Dawkins. And bro, because from the get-go, you buried the freaking guy. So now he has that stench on him as Shorty G that you're never going to be able to get off of him, bro.
Yeah. That's the reason why you have to think of the end game. You have to think of more within characters, at least. You have to think of longevity. You have to. You have to protect your character. You have to think of longevity. We get a Bobby Lashley segment. This is par for the course since he's from Denver, Colorado.
Long promo though, bro.
It was
long promo. Long promo, man.
It was, and Lashley's not the best, person on the stick, and so. That's the reason why I'm glad that they have MVP with them, because MVP is a good stick man. But I just I don't see it. Got a comment saying Montez Ford could be U.S. champion. I think that's I'd be slightly interested in that, actually. Yeah. If Damian Priest turns heel and we do like a Montez Ford, Damian Priest. Here's the problem, though. I still, all these title changes, though, I just don't have enough confidence in them actually doing something with the title change.
Bro, I couldn't even tell you who the title holders are. I couldn't even tell you, bro, because nobody means anything.
No, look what they did with Damian Priest.
I was just watching a clip from our good friend, Dutch, and Dutch was talking about like Nakamura. I don't watch SmackDown, but Dutch was talking about Nakamura means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. We just saw, I know Damian Priest has a belt. I think it's the U.S. title. Yeah, we just saw him get beat by AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm. Just a regular, no rhyme or reason, no build, nothing. Right. Just
and what happened to him snapping?
He got real mad. He got real mad, like at the end. He was in the corner and he just we get the Alexa Bliss therapy segment. We'll talk about the culmination of that on the second one, like we did last week. We just talked about Styles versus Priest, and this is leading to a heel turn. But Vince, who cares really? Like okay, so he turns heel as champion. What does this lead to? Priest versus AJ? Like, down the road, bro, say for instance AJ wins next week, and
here's the problem, bro. Here's the problem. Heels need to do dastardly things.
Yes,
bro. They could only do so much in the context of a match.
That's true.
They got to do dastardly things in story, bro. Like when Vince McMahon was always trying to screw Austin one way or another. He had the big plan and he had the big plot to screw Austin. It wasn't a heel getting heat during a match. Mm-hmm. How is Damian Priest going to get heat and be this heel that we all hate during the match? Bro, remember Jake put the snake on Savage? Yes. Okay, bro, that's what we're talking about. It just can't be wrestling heat, bro.
I 100% agree with that. It's funny that you said that because I was watching Rampage today. So I usually, for the sake of, I have 5 wrestling podcasts that I do a week. And so I have to do, I basically just make myself aware of all things wrestling. So I watched Rampage today while I was doing cardio at the gym. And I was just sitting there, and I was like, I was looking at Adam Cole. He beat Evil Uno, and like I was like, okay, so Cole's the heel. So of course, I've said this many times before. I cannot stand Adam Cole as a heel. He's a cool kid down the block who does the boom, Adam Cole baby. Like he's a terrible heel, a terrible heel, and he's good, and he's good. He's a very solid wrestler in the ring. There's nothing about Adam Cole except for like a slight thing or two heelish that makes people just want to dislike him. And it's like when it comes to AEW, you know, I can watch AEW overall any day of the week, but when it comes to AEW, one of my biggest criticisms is that they don't really build heels strong enough to come into the ring being hated, because essentially what they bank on is a heel being a heel in the ring. And I'm like, no, you can't do that, because Adam Cole's the heel. He'll do something sneaky or something, but he'll have like a really nice sequence or something, and then he'll stand up, and guess what people do? They'll clap because it was good wrestling art. That's not heelish. You have to always say 70-30 rule. You have to build someone, like to develop a character. It has to be 70% outside the ring, 30% inside the ring. I need to hate you before you step foot in that ring. And with wrestling a lot these days, especially like an Adam Cole, it's like you do a terrible job leading into stepping into the ring. I'm supposed to hate you so much at that point. Yeah. But you come out, you do your boom, you do your Adam Cole, but like, I like you going into the ring. What? That's not a heel to me. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And so next we have Smith's TV, the Mysterios. A lot of people it's commenting about Adam Cole. Adam gotta be HBK's love child. He needs to hit the gym. He's got baby arms. very, very well. Very nice, very nice.
Bro, it's the same thing you talk about Miz and Mrs. over here against them. Bro, does Miz have any heat? Like, where's Miz's heat? I don't, because he comes out to the ring dressed like a clown and acts like an ass. Like, where's the heat with this guy? I don't understand it. Yeah. Where's the heat? He's got a beautiful, drop dead, gorgeous. Like, where is the heat?
Yeah,
there's no heat with this guy. None.
Yeah, and people try to do it with the promos they cut, but that's not it. You know,
bro, that ain't
and like,
it.
yeah, it's not it. Like real quick back to Adam Cole. He was like, yeah, I do all these things. I'm the best person out here. I've become a champ. And like people were clapping at his promo when he cut after he wins the match, because he's right. Like, he is good in the ring. He has been champion everywhere. So that's not cutting. Like, he did it. Like he was serious when he did it, though. He was mean when he did it, but he was right. So it's like that when Miz cut his promo with every time Miz cuts promos, like, you know, I've been here for 15 years. I've been busting my butt. At the end of it, people usually cheer that, because guess what? Well, touche, you're right. I've got nothing,
bro. The only way outside of, you know, the only way you can get heat on a heel in wrestling is, bro, you can look at, you know, let's just take Bundy. Let's just take King Kong Bundy as an example. Bro, when Bundy was going against Hogan, he was killing everybody in the ring, killing them, hurting them, laying them out, 5 count, viciously beating his opponents. And then, and also the entire the entire time leading up to the pay-per-view. Whenever him and Hogan cross paths, he was getting heat on Hogan. Yep. So you're getting he's viciously ragdolling opponents, breaking the rules. A lot of times they had the heel manager. Whenever there was anything with the champion, he would get heel on the champion. Yep. That's the only other way you could do it. Once you beat the heel, you're back to start. You're back to start. Once, if at any time during that run, Stud, Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, Paul Orndorff, we can go on and on. Piper, if any time during that run they're beaten, it's over. Yep. It's over, bro. It's done.
They build. I mean, it's wrestling 101. You build the heel to get all these wins and look so dominant, and then the one person who stops the dominance is the one who's over. That's how you turn the heat.
Bro, can you imagine during, like, this is probably even before your time, but during like a Bruno Sammartino superstar Billy Graham build, Graham just loses somewhere in the middle to Chief J Strongbow. Yeah. That's what we've got here every single week.
Like, whoa, wait a minute. Billy Graham just lost to Johnny Rods.
Right, exactly. No, seriously, bro. Like, I just here, Chris. How did they forget the rules of wrestling?
Yeah, I agree.
How, bro? Like, how?
Yeah, I agree. Just lazy booking, not really spending time and building characters anymore. Roland, 499 super chat, bro. What can Dawkins do now to not be the next Marty Jannetty, the next Jim Neidhart, RIP, the next Stevie Ray? Ford is 6'1", 230. Dawkins is 6'5", 260.
Yeah, I mean, bro, that's why, Roland, I was looking at Dawkins and Gable in the ring. Just size alone, he should kill this guy.
Yeah,
he should kill it. He's bro. I mean, my God, Gable is what, 5'9", 5'10", soaking wet.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say 5'10". He's probably about 5'8", 5'9". Yeah.
And bro, and here's what's gonna happen, Chris. Here's what's gonna happen. As soon as they take the belts off the Alpha Academy, what's gonna happen, Chris? Woo! Yep, exactly. So now you've hurt Dawkins, and then as soon as they're gonna come down, and who you say this every week? Who got over?
Yep. Yes, indeed. Speaking of who got over here with the Mysterios and the Miz, and then the Miz was just in a big feud with Edge and Beth Phoenix, and Maurice coming out did nothing, because you have Dominic Mysterio, like someone who's been getting loss after loss after loss after loss. He beats the Miz, but don't you dare try to put the Miz in some big feud. But you know what, Vince? I thought about this. I said, I bet we're going to see a match at WrestleMania between The Miz and Rey Mysterio because of that WWE 2K22 cover.
Yeah, I mean, that very well could be. Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I bet you that's what we're going to see.
Because it's coming out in March, they said, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they want to build that. So what they're going to do is, they might do a rematch between Miz and Dominic or something like that, just to, put a win in the Miz's column before WrestleMania. But I can see Rey Mysterio versus the Miz at WrestleMania.
But even that, bro, like you saying that, who cares? Who cares? Bro, I swear to God, Chris, I'm going to give a chief plug here, but on russosbrand.com, I break down the Attitude Era hour by hour. I really take my time with it. Chris, right now we are in the build to Brett and Sean at Survivor Series, the screw job. So this is the build. Bro, I'm watching this like every week. I'm breaking it down hour by hour, and I'm like, I've got to see this match.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to see this match. I don't know when's the last time I said that with any current wrestling whatsoever, where I've got to see this. The way Vince and JR are building this thing and the back and forth. I mean, my God, bro, it's like I've got to see this match.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore, bro.
And that's what it's supposed to be.
I gotta see the chamber match. Really?
There's nothing about that I'm excited about. The only thing that I can pinpoint that caused intrigue for me to see was the kind of real feeling feud between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, because it was family, and that was, what, a year and a half ago. Yeah. So I mean, so it's not
because it was different. It was different.
It was different. Yeah.
Right.
It was Jey Uso get an opportunity, to have a singles, type of spot because Jimmy was injured, and it was real. I mean, they're real life cousins, and it's one of those things that it felt real. Like, man, you really did this to your cousin. You're choking him out, and throwing the towel. Jimmy coming out injured, and he's still getting the business. And so it's that had a real feel to it.
Yeah.
And that was just like lightning in a bottle, though. So because I mean, nothing else has happened ever since that. So
yeah.
Bianca Belair defeating Nikki ASH. We talked about that. Good win for Belair, but again, Nikki ASH, nothing. 24/7 segment, the same deal. They did. I'll give them small kudos. So they did add a new element to it, which was it created some type of intrigue for where does Dana Brooke and Reggie go. So I was like, okay, so at least I'll give them that being different than just the normal chasing around for nothing.
I see what you're saying, Chris, but again, I'm just going to say, who cares?
Yeah.
You don't care. You've given me no reason to care about either one of these people. So now we're good friends and we almost kiss. Who care? I don't care about either one of you. I don't care, bro. You've got to build these characters to make us care about them, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
What I care about Reggie because he was flipping off of trucks?
No. Neither. I mean, Dana Brooke is literally a 24/7 champion.
Right. Nothing. There's been no character, nothing, bro.
Because all of a sudden she has a halo around her because she's a female. And when did that become a thing? Like, okay, because the female can beat the male to win the 24/7 championship. But no, you can't pin her, though. You can't roll her up because... Like, I don't understand this. I really don't understand it. So does this mean that when would a male ever get the 24/7 championship again? Like, okay, so Tamina beats Dana Brooke. And so does she have a halo around her too?
It would have to be a mixed tag where the title's on the line. That's the only way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, then you kind of booked yourselves into a corner there. Otherwise, you could have just allowed, if it's a free for all, just allow someone to roll her up. I mean, you've done that before, when Kelly lost. Kelly had the title and she lost. So, yeah. Next, we have Kevin Owens defeating Austin Theory. We talked about that. It's just, at the end of the day, Kevin Owens is a heel. Austin, and that's why I don't like this heel versus heel stuff too. Like, if you're going to book Austin Theory as a heel, like, book him as a heel. Like, why would you have another heel going against Austin Theory trying to steal his heat? You know what I mean? Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense to do this if you want Austin Theory to get heat. Yeah. Next, we have RK Bro doing the backstage segment. Yeah, I mean, Orton told him not to, overlook the fact that he has a world title, and When he said double champion, Vince, like how part of like did you laugh? Did you cringe? I mean, what did you do when Riddle actually said that I have an opportunity to become double champion?
Riddle kind of goes in one ear and out the other with me now. Like it's just an old act. It's like I've seen it, I get it. So I honestly don't pay attention to what he has to say.
Yeah. Well, we do have something that we have to say. We all have to pay attention to, Vince. This is something that's, I know you say, Vince, I know that you're blowing smoke because you said that you didn't like anything about Raw. I will beg to disagree, my friend, because there's one thing that you did like about Raw. You know what that thing is?
I know what it is. Go ahead, show me. Yes.
You liked it. You liked it, Vince. You liked another vignette of Veer Mahan. How excited are you that Veer Mahan is coming to Raw, Vince?
Bro, let's really try to figure out like what is the rib here? Like what is it? Like what is it? Like what I don't we've got to try. Obviously this is a rib. Week after week after week we're putting this guy on. Where's the rib going? What's behind the rib?
Vince, I think it's a narcissistic way to say that I dropped the ball by starting this fire that I can't extinguish. It's like, okay, so we probably really did have something planned or something, for a new face to come up on Raw when they did the draft back in October. But that was literally 4 months ago, Vince. So over the past 4 months, they've been building Veer Mahan coming to Raw. And they probably, I'll say about 3 months ago, they were just like, oh, man, I just don't have anything for him. What are we going to do with them? I've got nothing. Okay, let's just keep these vignettes going until we figure something out. You got something this week? Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I got nothing. Okay, run another vignette. You got something this week? I didn't put them in the script. Sorry. Okay, well, let's just keep these vignettes. That's what I see with Veer Mahan.
Chris, here's another thing. Let's talk about this now. Lita and Becky, we got next. Lita and Becky. Look at what they're doing now. Bro. When they bring in the legend, okay? The legend now is on top of the heel for the pop. When last week, Lita was on top of Becky Lynch for the pop of the house. That's fine at a house show. Nobody sees that. That's fine on a house show. This week, Lita is on top of the heel again for the pop. That's great for the house show. So I don't understand, bro. So what is the new psychology now? If it's a legend, we're going to put him over the heel. And then when we get to the match, the heel beats the baby face. It's supposed to be the other way around, bro.
Exactly.
The heat on the heel. Supposed to be the other way around. Then the baby face. So because they know Lita's not going over, she's going to get over Becky every week?
That does not protect your current star. Like a legend is Lita's a Hall of Famer because she's one of the best ever. All right. So she doesn't need to get over. I'd rather for her not to beat Becky up for the sake of Becky at least getting protected before winning. Lita doesn't have to get over. Her namesake is enough to say, okay, I'm a Hall of Famer. But again, I say there has to be a story behind this. Otherwise, I'm not buying. There's no buy-in for me. But at the same time, they don't need to spend so much time making like lowering Becky and making Lita like higher for Becky to jump over Lita. Like right now, Becky's on a higher stock than Lita is already. So this isn't helping Becky. This is lowering Becky to when Becky beats Lita. It's like, oh, okay, well, I was expecting that anyways.
Bro, listen, Lita's not coming back anytime soon. They're going to the legend well, bro, because nobody's over. Okay.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. So, Chris, even if Lita comes in, Becky gets heat on her every single week. Finally, we get to the match, and Lita's wiping the ring with her. False finish, false finish, false finish, false finish. And all Becky has to do at the end is screw Lita. That's all she's got to do. That's how you use the legend. But why are you going to put her over Becky every single week?
If Becky kept one-upping Lita every week, I would actually think that Lita has a chance of winning the title match at Elimination Chamber.
Either way, bro. Yeah. Either way.
If she like just decimates Lita, it hits her with a chair shot, takes her out, like if she just wiped the floor with Lita this week, that would make me say, that's just how our minds are just kind of ingrained. That's how we think. It's like, with this WWE type of booking, usually the one who gets who's over before the pay-per-view loses. Becky's been over consecutively. Yeah, wow. So then we start to think, Lita at WrestleMania? So with Lita and okay, so who does Lita go against? Okay, so now you have the Elimination Chamber match. Maybe a heel wins. Like it creates that suspense. It creates that suspending the disbelief because it widens the options. Now we know that Lita's going to lose. So the buy-in into the match is like, I don't care. I mean, I know I know Lita's going to lose because
and bro, you always have the out to protect the legend if your announces. And again, bro, Vince is buzzing the announces. Bro, you always have the story of the longer the match goes, it's going to be in favor of the current because the older star is older, rusty, gonna run out of gas. You've got that story to protect the legend, bro. You know, Lita is, a decade older than Becky. She hasn't wrestled. Becky can wear her down. You've got that story, bro. So the legend is not going to be hurt, bro. They're going to give her a standing ovation at the end of the match for giving her all, bro.
Exactly.
But every week she's beating down Becky, and I don't get it, bro.
The baby faces are supposed to be built as the underdogs, and Lita didn't look like an underdog today.
Right.
The heel looked like the underdog. Yeah, the heel looked like the underdog. Yep. We got Kevin Owens tries to get in the Elimination Chamber match, proposes to Pierce and Deville. Again, this is a babyface thing to do. He's getting he had a win, so he's getting he feels like it's unfair that he's getting outed of this opportunity. I mean, you want to rally behind him, like you want Kevin Owens to have an opportunity because he's been, he feel like he hasn't had that opportunity, or he's not getting that opportunity he deserves after beating Austin Theory. How is that heelish, Vince?
And then that's the thing, bro. It's like you almost start questioning, wait a minute. Is Kevin Owens a heel? Is he? But then he's teaming with Rollins and Orton hits him with the RKO twice. So yeah, I guess he's a heel. Okay, yeah. He is a heel. I wasn't sure, but bro, I don't know. Chris, these are house shows. Yeah. They're house shows, bro. They're playing to the pop. And like I said, if this was a standalone, that's fine. but everybody's seeing this every single week on television, bro.
Yeah. It's he goes against a heel. He kind of gets some, support, some babyface type support back there when he, feels like he's unfairly, outed as far as the match is concerned, not having that opportunity. And then he has a conversation with Seth Rollins. He's like, you're not lying, are you? Seth Rollins is kind of being mischievous. So that's another babyface type of mentality. And then, okay, well, just at the end, I'll just show that I'm a heel after all this. If I'm not a wrestling fan, if I'm watching this is so confusing if I'm just a casual fan. This is very confusing. Doudrop defeating Liv Morgan. We talked about that. This again, just nothing building for Liv Morgan here. Wasted opportunity. So Vince, what are your thoughts on the final therapy session with Alexa Bliss? She just starts talking about, she's just normal again. She has a crying moment.
This is telling me, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This is just telling me by watching these things, they have no idea what to do. They're just buying time. She's a good actress, bro. We said that a million times before. She could be an actress. I mean, she legitimately could be bro. This is 4 or 5 weeks now of absolutely nothing. A story is supposed to progress every week. Mm-hmm. We've gotten flatline for the last 4 or 5 weeks, bro.
Do you think that it kind of prematurely, plays the cards and kind of disarms or takes away the level of surprise or level of anticipation if you're giving me if you're giving me like some type of announcement before the therapy session? What's the purpose of that? Do you think that someone's going to like turn the channel, but they want to stay on Raw outside of the Olympics and Duke was playing Virginia?
No,
I was watching that.
Bro, you've already lost them. You've already lost them. Bro, I swear to God, man, I hate when I like something and then I keep talking about it. Okay. But I sat there with my wife, bro, and we watched 4 seasons of Yellowstone. Okay. Bro, I swear to God, me and my wife, these episodes are, an hour long. Me and my wife are sitting there and we were actually saying to each other, can something not happen? Like, can something not happen? Chris, I swear to you, these shows are so intense and there is one thing happening after the other. Bro, I could only watch 2 episodes. You know how like you binge 2 episodes? It's too much for me. I got to register everything that I just saw. And like my wife, like I swear can you like let us breathe? Bro, somebody could be going to take a leak and someone will pop out of the toilet bowl and shit will be on. I'm sorry. But we're looking at 3 hours and nothing happening, bro. Nothing in 3 hours. Nothing.
Vince, like, to prove your point, so it's my studio and I have my desktop office area. So I have a third screen, which is a big flat screen, and I use it as either a third monitor or a TV. So that's where I watch Raw while I'm doing a bunch of other things on purpose so I won't fall asleep.
Right. So
my wife cooked an amazing dinner tonight. And so instead of like watching like segment by segment, like minute by minute, I went upstairs to the kitchen and I was just kind of hanging out with my wife, just sitting in the kitchen on the chair, just like, she was just like, she wasn't even done with dinner and I was just like kind of watching, just kind of sitting there. I was, I had was telling her some news about my job, some really good news, and just some really good things business wise, and just I was just kind of talking to her, and I was just like, oh, well, wait, hold on. Raw's on, like I was totally out of it. Like there wasn't anything to make me like stay here, and go away, like stay here, but instead I went away from Raw, to talk to my wife in the kitchen while she was making dinner, and just didn't even think about wanting to even come back. And then I came to my office, and I was just kind of like putting my head on the desk because I was just so unenthused. And my wife just came down just to spend time with me, and she was standing up watching Raw. I mean, 5 minutes, and she was out of here. Yeah. I mean, it's just nothing that sticks for a casual fan.
Right. And what did you tell us on this show? Not even a billboard, nothing. Why are we watching next week?
Yeah.
You didn't tell us anything, nothing big, nothing. Because you know why? You don't know what's on next week's show.
Yeah. I think they announced Lesnar is going to be on Raw next week.
Oh, did they? Okay. Yeah. Whoopee. Yeah. So Paul Heyman will come out. He'll tell us who Brock Lesnar is in the first segment. Then the both of them will leave.
Well, he's with Reigns now. Remember, he's with Reigns
he's
now?
with Reigns now. Yeah. Okay.
So Brock could come out by himself. So maybe Veer comes out and interrupts Brock Lesnar.
Bro, that would be a breath of fresh air. Yeah, a breath of fresh air.
All right, we're going to close this up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to close this up with the final segment of Riddle against Rollins. Owens proves that he's a heel by beating up Riddle. And then Orton makes the save. In the beginning of Raw, the Riddle and Orton basically became number one contenders for the tag team title. At the end of the Raw, they lose a match that had nothing, that meant absolutely nothing. How does that help the momentum of RK Bro?
See, bro, and here's what's really strange here, man. Like there was a spot in this match, bro, where it was obvious and clear to me Owens is trying to get over with the people. Yeah. He's trying for the fans to like him. There was a shot where after Orton hit him with the RKO, Owens is on the outside of the ring selling. Seth goes to tag him. And Owens says, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't tag me. Don't tag. Couldn't you see? He hit me with the RKO." It was a funny spot. Bro, heels aren't supposed to be funny. They're not supposed. So, like, I don't. Is Kevin Owens doing? I don't understand, bro.
And I really hope this doesn't build up to a Owens versus Seth match,
bro.
Somehow.
Bro, here's the difference. You gotta know who you are. Here's the difference, bro. What Owens did right there. That's what Scott Hall and Kevin Nash did as heels. But bro, the difference is those guys were so cool. Like they were cool. So yeah. you just couldn't help. Owens isn't a cool guy. Like that's not that character. And he's trying to be funny and comedic, but at the same time, you're trying to be funny, and then Orton hits you with the RKO, and I'm supposed to be happy? Like, are you a funny man? Like, I don't know. There's like no basics. There's no fundamentals. There's no basics whatsoever, bro.
Like I was saying before I let you speak, like the thing is with Owens and Rollins, to me, if they do an Owens-Rollins match at WrestleMania, it really goes to show that they just have no they have no desire to really focus on characters, because it would be a throw. It would just be a short build, just a throwaway match. They had the match a couple years ago at WrestleMania when they were in the Performance Center. So it just, like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Owens was a baby face, and then he turned heel with Big E. Rollins was still in the mix because he wanted the title. All of a sudden, they become best friends. He's still cutting heel promos, and to me, it's like, at the end of the day, one of the worst people that got the worst, shortest end of the stick here was Big E, because now Big E is all of a sudden, without any type of rhyme or reason, without any type of explanation, oh, he's just on SmackDown again. Like, you have a draft. He's on Raw, and now, he's just on SmackDown, just saying nothing. So again, like I said, Vince, who got over in this Raw? Like, just people just don't get over, man. People don't get over. And then Orton gets the RKO at the end, but what does that do, Vince?
It sent the house home happy. That's exactly what it did, bro. Send them home happy.
Yeah, you're right, man. It definitely had house show vibes to it for sure. So, one thing that does not have house show vibes, because it is the main event, it is the premiere, it's the cream of the crop, baby. Channel Attitude, Vince Russo, Russo's brand. Let them know, my man.
Yes, guys, go to russosbrand.com. We've got multiple shows every week with some of your favorite people on there. Too many to mention, man. Al Snow, EC3, Stevie Ray, Stevie Richards, Shane Douglas. Too many to mention, man. Check it out. russosbrand.com.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Once again, we got here, we've got unscripted with me. We've got the bro show, man. Just so much stuff. I mean, that's just my stuff. There's so much really good stuff on Sportskeeda's YouTube page. Go check that out as always. I mean, listen, I love graphics. I love graphic design. It's like something I'm continuing to learn, and it's just kind of like a hobby, starting to become a hobby for me now. I actually have my own clothing line now, and so I am man. Nice. It launched a few months areally ago. It's
that's awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It's faith-based clothing, and I really enjoy making the design. So all the designs you see on the website is mine. So I really love that stuff. And man, Sportskeeda has an amazing graphics production team, man. I'm over the moon, just impressed with the graphics team for Sportskeeda. So kudos to them, man. Their thumbnails are amazing. Their video production is amazing. Follow me at Chris Prolific. I'm usually retweeting many things that Sportskeeda has tagged me within interviews and with Vince Russo and I too. So be sure to give Sportskeeda some love, man. We got Vince Russo here. We've got DDP. We have Dutch Mantel. Man, we've got some hitters, and of course, every single week for Unscripted, I bring in a guest wrestler every week. So and that's Tuesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern, Indian Standard Time. As the old school wrestling would say, check your local listings. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. Have a good night, everybody. So long.